Right, now we are going to look at the concepts of green GDP. Okay, what is green GDP? All right, so green GDP is the GDP calculation that is adjusted for environmental factors. So now we include all the environmental factors, the social well-being into the calculation of GDP. So in order to calculate green GDP, resource depletion, environmental degradation, and net natural capital consumption that occur during the period analyzed need to be subtracted from the traditional GDP, while restorative and protective environmental initiatives such as improving the environmental quality of rivers and forests need to be added. Right. To include the environmental factors in the measurement of green GDP, all environmental effects and initiatives need to be valued in monetary terms. So meaning that we need to convert the environmental aspects into the monetary terms, right? So because we cannot calculate and we need to have the we need to have numbers in order to calculate the GDP. So efforts to include environmental effects in GDP using green GDP have been initiated by some countries such as China and Indonesia. But there is a lot of challenge in using GDP as it requires a lot of data on various natural resources used by the country. So to closely monitor and measure quality of life, many countries have resorted to use other indicators of quality of life. Yeah, for example, Human Development Index, gross national happiness, social progress index, quality of life index. Meaning that in order to, it's quite difficult, yeah, to implement the green GDP because we need to convert it, all the environmental aspect into the numbers, and it is very hard to determine it in numbers, right? So we need to have a good data. We need to have a lot of data in order to implement the green GDP, right? And this is how the green GDP is measured. Yeah, we have a GDP, the conventional one. We need to subtract all the environmental degradation, expenses from cleaning up pollution, healthcare costs of pollution-induced illnesses, and we need to add environmental benefit, of restorative works, environmental benefit of recycling, and minus the depreciation of natural resources and capital goods. And we will get the green GDP. So that is all for this chapter. Thank you so much.